Hey guys, how's it going? Hope you're all having a great day, morning, night, wherever you're at. My name is Sean Boren, and welcome back to the podcast. Today, I'm here with one of my good homies, Jeffrey. How you doing, Jeffrey?
I'm doing well, thank you.
Awesome, my man. And today, Jeffrey and I are here to talk about discipline and motivation, something that everybody needs at some point in their life, right?
Yeah.
So I thought I'd start off with asking my boy Jeffrey, what do you define as like someone who is disciplined and motivated, or just simply what discipline and motivation is?
Yeah, so I feel like discipline or motivation, it's kind of just like someone that gets a job done no matter the circumstances. And like even if something's in their way, they're going to hurdle it for sure.
Yeah, no, definitely. And for me, discipline is like the final form of motivation, if that makes any sense. Because
Yeah.
I feel like with a lot of things, most things actually, when someone starts something new, like going to the gym, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or any other thing they want to try out, it starts as a form of motivation.
Yeah.
And then that motivation eventually will run out if you're not careful. And that's when the discipline comes in. So you have to learn how to turn motivation into discipline eventually. Like with us for the gym, for example. Like I started going in January and Jeffrey shortly after when I came back. And I'm not going to lie, I don't know about you, but most days I don't want to go.
Yeah.
And, but like the mental benefit I get from it, like not only the physical, like having like, nice muscles and being able to bench whatever to something is nice. But I feel like the mental benefits of it kind of are the best for me, at least, because it bleeds into other areas of my life. So I don't know if that's like similar for you.
Oh yeah, 100%. Like before I go to work is like, if I go work out, I already am walking into success because I already got something good done for the day. So it feels great.
Yeah, no, it's awesome. That's exactly what I'm saying. It's like you feel like you accomplished something.
Mm-hmm.
It's similar to like waking up and then like making your bed first thing.
Yeah.
It's like you just do something that you don't really want to do, but then once you're done, it's like, yeah, got it all done. So that leads me into my next talking point, which these are two somewhat separate things, but they tie back into discipline and motivation. And that's the idea of where you get your dopamine from and gratification. So for dopamine, in my mind, there's two types. There's artificial and there's organic. So I have some notes written down here. So some types of artificial dopamine that I just thought of were stuff like, social media, like getting that spike when you first wake up in the morning, things like doing drugs, alcohol, stuff like that, even caffeine to a degree, junk food, basically anything where you're getting that instant hit and then kind of sacrificing how you're going to feel later on. Whereas you turn to something like organic dopamine, which is a little bit harder to come by, but it's more long lasting, like getting into things like meditation, exercising, even things like cold showers, stuff like that. Eating healthy is a big one. And those just kind of, they help you in the long run as opposed to artificial. And then going into gratification, which most of you guys are probably familiar with. Gratification is just a fancy word for like pleasure, like a form of pleasure. So instant gratification, same kind of thing as artificial dopamine. It's just any form of gratification that you get immediately. And then delayed gratification is something that I've personally been working on quite a bit, like with like cold showers, making my bed. Gym's the biggest one.
Yeah,
I think for me right now at least. And then so I just think if you practice those, it really helps. But yeah, for you, do you have any like other forms of like delayed gratification that you kind of do? I know you've said that you've like started taking cold showers or try to, and then obviously you go to the gym with me.
Yeah, like for Clear Creek as an example, like just sitting in the cold water, like Clear Creek is a glacier runoff, right?
Yeah, I believe so. I believe so, yeah.
So it's just ice cold water. It's like any sorts of cold water feels great. So like cold showers, cold baths. Yeah, and then same thing, making my bed, like having my outfits. I lay my outfits out before I go to bed, so that way I know that I'm ready to go in the morning. And then just make sure everything's done before I leave the house. Looks good.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I mean, it's something that I've really struggled with, like before going to the gym. Like,
Yeah.
as I was saying, it's like the gym's, it's bled into other areas of my life, and I'm slowly getting better and better. But not only that, I feel like it's also helped me like gain some more self-confidence and be more confident in who I am.
Yeah.
And just developed other habits like eating better and just other areas I've noticed. I used to be kind of like a pushover a lot, but then when you're actively like thinking about these things, like this organic dopamine and instant gratification stuff like that, when you're actively thinking about it, it's never going to be easy to actually implement it. And I think that's where most people fail. A lot of people will get that motivation and be like, oh, let's go to the gym, and it'll last for like 3 weeks.
Yeah.
And then you'll start to like develop these excuses like, oh, work schedule is ruining it and I can't work around it. But it really is just your mind trying to pull you back into this kind of comfort zone type thing where you don't want to get out, because discipline is going to be uncomfortable no matter what.
Yeah, 100%.
And any form of real success, no matter what you're doing, requires discipline. Like that is like the ultimate thing. And it's never going to be easy, because if it was easy, everybody would do it.
Yeah. It's like you have to sacrifice something always.
No, you do have to make a sacrifice. And a lot of people just don't want to do that because they've become so familiar with their routines.
Yeah.
That being disciplined with stuff becomes hard. And fun fact, actually, humans, when you're born, there is no innate like self-discipline. I didn't actually even know that until recently. Like, so everybody is born like without discipline.
Yeah.
I'm not sure the reason why, but that's just how it is. So it is something that you have to develop as time goes on. And obviously, your surroundings and friends and family make a difference. And that's another thing too, is if you're trying to discipline yourself and you're surrounding yourself with people who are bringing you back down to lower energy, I guess, activities or whatever.
Yeah.
You're going to struggle a lot more, and you probably won't be able to reach that. You know what I mean? I was just thinking about that. It's like you could be a super highly driven person and want to do all these things, but if you hang around the wrong people, or if your family is not supportive and stuff like that, it'll kind of drive you down.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. It's like John Gordon says, the energy vampires.
The energy vampires.
They just suck the life out of you, dude.
Mm-hmm.
And there's no way you're going to get any positive feedback from them. Mm-hmm. So,
and that's something that like I struggled with big time. I felt like, even up until recently, I feel like I was trying to like surround myself with people that I thought I enjoyed spending time with. But then after, I guess like expanding my like awareness of like how to be more disciplined and stuff like that, I realized that they're really dragging me down.
Yeah.
But and also another like term I've heard of is everyone experiences like reality different. And I never like understood that for a bit, because I'm like, we all look at like the same physical stuff. So how can like our perception like change reality? But then I was thinking, this is like such a stupid example, but it's what I came up with. So like, say like there's a bunch of trees out here, just because we have literally trees out this window right now. So there's a bunch of trees right here. Say like, obviously this is not you, but say like for me, I'm like looking at these trees and I'm like, wow, these are like so pretty. I can't wait for like spring or fall when they turn pretty colors. Yeah. But then what if in your mind, you're looking at the same trees, but your thought process is thinking, oh, what if we just cut all them down and built a nice basketball court? So it's like you look at like the same object, but you're perceiving its like importance differently.
Yeah.
And then I thought about that and how all those like little perceptions would add up. Because think about like the thousands of things we see. Like just like even looking around this room, like you see a lot of like little things.
Oh yeah, there's like at least 100 things.
Yeah,
100
just like
different details.
Yeah, and it's just like looking, like just realizing that like all those little things add up to how like you perceive it. So that's my kind of spiel on that. How at least I was able to understand it, because I always heard like, oh yeah, your perception is your reality. I'm like, what? No, we all have like the same reality. So I don't know. Have you ever had any like thoughts like that? Or
well, yeah, I always wonder what other people are thinking about, because like if I look at something and I'm like, oh no, they're not thinking that, there's no way. But I don't know, sometimes I feel like we are sometimes thinking the same thing.
Yeah. No, that's what I'm saying. Like me and you, I feel like we're very like-minded and have like the same morals and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And it's been cool like bonding over the gym and stuff. And but yeah, it really like going back to what I said about like surrounding yourself with people. If you surround yourself with people who have that same vision as you, it's going to be easier to, I guess, create your reality or like what you want to do.
Yeah.
As opposed to having people who are constantly draining your energy and stuff like that. And so I'm really starting to like grasp that now, and it's been cool. It's just been cool learning about it, and cool like really paying attention to like how I react to stuff. And yeah,
I feel like we probably both had our fair share of people in high school like dragging us down or being like wrong choice hanging out with them. But at least for me, I don't know about you, but
no, definitely in high school. I mean, at the same time though, you have to give yourself some slack, because it's like, you know, you're still learning. I mean, we're both, you know, everyone's always learning, and I think you got to remember that too. It's like with discipline, you have to not only realize what you're good at, but more importantly, realize your struggles.
Oh yeah.
And realize how you can address those. And you know, a lot of people just try to do too much too quickly, and they get discouraged. Yeah. Like I know a lot of people that like, they just, you know, I keep using the gym reference, but like they go into the gym, they're like, oh, I want to bench like 800 immediately. Yeah. And it discourages them, because they built up this like image of what they thought they were going to be. And then turns out, oh, I got humbled. And so you want to take it slow and like understand your limits. And from that, you can build day by day habits that will eventually, hopefully, form like some concrete discipline.
Yeah, 100%.
But yeah, I mean, for anyone out there who's like struggling with this stuff, it's not easy. I mean, it's gonna take time, but you just have to, again, like know where you struggle, know where you excel, and kind of try and work on like a medium in between that. And if you do that, eventually you'll get there. And I feel like some people think they can't be disciplined. Like they feel like, oh yeah, I've tried. And it's like, but like, have you really tried though? Like with all the stuff, like changing your surroundings, changing how you eat. People forget that there's a huge like gut health connection to the mind. Yeah. What you eat, you know, people call the gut like the mini brain, because what you eat actually physiologically has impacts on the way you think. Yeah. And, you know, you just feel better overall, and you're going to be in better moods, which will then, again, translate into a better overall lifestyle. And and your vice might not even be the gym. It might be something else. Discipline really is subjective, but, you know, at the end of the day, yeah, if you're doing something that you feel is building your character, then it's really all you need to do.
Yeah, I feel like going back to the gut thing is like, I recently started drinking water instead of like, I drink soda a lot. Yeah. So I've probably been drinking water straight for like a month now, and I feel so much better. I could just tell like the natural energy is insane from water, and like I just feel good all around, not sluggish.
Yeah, people forget that. They think you need like stimulants like caffeine. Although caffeine, you know, if you have it every day, it's not too bad as long as you balance yourself. Obviously, moderation is key with most things. But yeah, water is a huge one. It's like I've started trying to be better with water too. I mean, I'm still kind of slacking, but we're working on it. But yeah, we really have all we need to like be happy and healthy. And I feel like people just kind of gloss over that. And people, you know, with how hard it is to be disciplined, I still feel like people overcomplicate it. Yeah. Like this is a funny example. Like on TikTok, you've probably seen this too. Like there's like, you'll come across like a fitness influencer or whatever. And then everyone in the comments is like, oh, drop the routine. And I'll see that for like everybody who's even like remotely fit. Yeah. I'm like, there's not this like, you know, one routine. Cause I guarantee you most of those people that are saying like drop the routine are like not even like really making an effort to try and figure out what works for them. Yeah. They just want to take the easy way out. And taking the easy way out is never going to work. But I don't know. Have you seen comments like that?
Oh, all the time. It's so funny. And it's like what I was talking to you about, like the guy that was posting like the ab workout and stuff, and the guy that was commenting on it was like, they're built in the kitchen, but all these people are like, oh, I'm gonna go do all these mountain climbers and get these abs right away. But yeah, there's like asking for routines 24/7.
Yeah, which is like, it's not bad, I guess, to ask for routines, especially if it's like an influencer that's highly respected in the fitness community or whatever community you're dealing with. But at the end of the day, you're still not really putting in the effort to find out what works for you. Yeah. And yeah, I mean, and then going off of that, I just want to say it's just as important to not you be disciplined, but also still learn to have fun and still know it's okay to have fun. You don't have to stick to this like extreme regimen of like, okay, I'm going to get up at like 9 every day. And like, because I feel like that, again, going back to like people being too hard on themselves, if you start out like super strict, you're just going to be like, oh, this is too much, instead of like building up those habits over time.
Yeah.
And I feel like I did that for years. I would just like, get a sudden burst of motivation. I'm like, oh, I'm going to do all this. Oh, wake up tomorrow, I'm going to clean the house. I'm going to clean my car. I'm going to go make $1 million.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. And then, but I learned you really do have to like slow down and just kind of take it day by day. But always remember to sneak some fun in there too.
Oh yeah.
Moderation
100%.
is key.
Yeah. I feel like if you sneak a little bit of fun in there, it's kind of like boost how you feel about it, because you want to do it if you're sneaking fun in there. If it's just boring all the time, of course you're not going to want to stick to the plan.
Yeah.
Like,
no, exactly. If you're just sticking to that, it's, even if it's hard with having fun, it's, it's still not good. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, yeah, I don't know. You got anything else?
no.
Not really.
Nope, not really.
I mean, it's a pretty self-explanatory topic when you get down to like the nitty-gritty of it. But again, people I feel like blow it out of proportion.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I just, like I said, just making sure, being aware of what you're putting in your body is a really huge thing. And then I've noticed too, when you work out your body, this is why like exercise is just so important. It's like when you train your body, you also train your mind.
Yeah.
Because, your body becomes resilient, and then your mind gets used to becoming resilient. And then so it bleeds into other areas, and you can have a higher chance of setting yourself up for success.
Yeah. I feel like going back to discipline too is like kind of your home life, like growing up as a kid, like seeing how your parents are can play into it a little bit too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, parents, I mean, it's like a huge thing. Some people are going to be more at an advantage if they're, you grew up with parents who really like taught you to be disciplined and realize that nothing comes easy.
Yeah.
And the thing is, it's like some people are going to be like born into wealth, and some people are going to be born into poverty. Mm-hmm. But at the end of the day, even if you're situationally disadvantaged, discipline is going to win out every time.
Yeah.
And honestly, if you're born into poverty, which obviously is not a good thing, but you have a higher chance, I feel like, of learning how to develop those habits because you are born with less. Yeah. And when you're born with less, you appreciate more.
Yeah, 100%. Like with me, for example, like my parents, we didn't have a lot, like my mom and my stepdad, and it was me and my other brother in the house. But it was like they didn't have a lot of money. They were working from 7 to 5. They get home. And as soon as I turned 16, I started working my tail off because I didn't want my mom to pay for anything for me anymore. Or I had to, like my car insurance, my car, But yeah, I feel like, yeah, like you said, you're just more grateful for things. Mm-hmm. But I guess it was kind of like my mom never pushed me, which was good. But at the same time, I wish she did, because it'd teach me discipline a little bit more.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
I figured it out, I believe. So.
No, yeah, I mean, I think you're doing great, and everyone's still figuring it out. And I think too, like a lot of people, to try and like fill that void of lack of discipline, will like go and buy material items.
Oh yeah.
Like I know, I like think about it. It's like, you've probably had this experience. I know I have, like waiting for something for so long for like Christmas or whatever. You're like, oh my gosh, I can't wait till I have this. And then you get it, and then it's like 2 weeks later, it's like, okay, I'm done with this. Yeah. Because you got that instant hit of dopamine.
Oh yeah, 100%.
That's literally what it is, and that's why a lot of society is based around, money, cars, women, stuff like that. Mm-hmm. Which is all just very like materialistic, but no one ever really preaches about looking inwards and finding long-lasting peace. It's always just about jumping from one form of dopamine to the next. Yeah, it's like I actually saw something today as like trying to find, like you said, like the long-lasting gratification. Yeah. Instead of getting on like TikTok and just scrolling, getting your hit every like 10 seconds on a new video. It's like, go do something, like go make your bed, go clean your room, like what we said earlier. Mm-hmm. But yeah, no, and definitely, I mean, that way is like the easy way out, obviously. And I find myself just subconsciously just, being on there, and then I like come to the realization, I'm like, yeah, I need to be like productive now.
Yeah.
And it's just because it's easier now. Us as humans are born to, just want to take the easy way. That's how our minds are primed. I mean, not born, but so we really just got to train against that. And then in the long run, it may take years, but in the long run, you're going to be overall satisfied.
Yeah.
At least I think, and that's where I'm trying to head.
Yeah. I feel like it's very easy for like us growing up because we had like iPhones and stuff and all the social media platforms that are.
Dude, Gen Z is like obviously there was instances of like getting that instant hit and instant gratification, but it's even easier to get hooked on that stuff.
Oh
now.
Yeah, 100%.
And in like school and stuff, you're not really. It's not, I don't know. I guess that's a topic for another day, but I will say school, like, it doesn't really it kind of almost like encourages it now with implementing like tablets and stuff like that for like 6-year-olds and stuff. Like it's fine when you're like older and kind of know how to manage it, but it's like kids nowadays are getting on that stuff like immediately.
Yeah, like I know in 3rd grade we had iPods and we'd have iPod time where we all just went and played on our games.
That's
and stuff.
So crazy, actually.
And it's like, it was like an hour of our day. Instead of
so
like
crazy.
Actually learning something about schooling, it was just we all played games for an hour of our day.
Yeah.
And it's like we still had recess
it's just because they just want to be like, okay, yeah, go. Because they know it like distracts kids' minds.
Yeah. 100%.
It's like just something to keep them occupied.
Yeah, and I feel like they probably thought that, we'd listen better if we get that. Because they'd be like, we're going to take away iPod time. No. Everyone freak out.
Oh, they would like threaten you guys with that?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, so I feel like that's
the way to do it, I guess. Get you hooked on like an iPod and then threaten to take it away to focus. See, that's such like a backwards way of doing things to me. Mm-hmm. Like that's not how you like teach kids to like, be disciplined and learn how to listen. It's not taking something away. It's teaching them why they should be disciplined. Why they like pretty what we've been talking about here. Mm-hmm. Obviously, you'd have to explain some of this stuff at a more like a lower level, but at the end of the day, the whole concept is basically the same.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's very important, and I think that might just about do it for me. Do you have any other words of advice for the population out there?
Take your cold showers and drink your water. Those are my favorites.
There you go. That's literally my favorites too. And then to finish off, I'll just circle back to what I was saying earlier. It's when you're starting out's going to be the hardest, but I do want to say it's never going to be easy. It will get easier over time, but it won't ever be easy. I think there's a common misconception that, it's like I got to break past this barrier. It's like, no, you're constantly breaking past barriers.
Yeah.
And that's how you build resilience in your mind and just in your life in general. But when you're starting out, just know your struggles, know what you're good at, work to find something that works for you. Oh, and one more thing too, actually. Don't wait until it feels right to start. I feel like that's a huge thing. I feel like people are like, I'm just not at a spot in my life to start going to the gym. I'm not at a spot in my life to go seek out this relationship with this girl or guy that I really like. Yeah. It's like life's too short for that. Just do it and start now, and you'll thank yourself later, because if you don't think there's a right time right now, you're never going to think there's a right time. You're always going to find some sort of way to talk yourself out of it.
Yeah, 100%. I feel like, especially for me, once you start making a habit of doing certain things like drinking water, going to the gym, all these things, then it becomes a little bit easier.
Yes, definitely.
In my opinion. But like, I believe, 21 days for it to make a habit?
21 days is like the standard, yeah.
Yeah.
And I like half agree with that. I feel like by 21 days, it definitely is easier to have a habit. But at least me personally speaking, can't speak for everybody. I feel like if I were to even like slack off a little bit, and I would like just fall right back into it. It wouldn't be like it would be hard for me to not be disciplined anymore.
Yeah. 100%.
That's just me. I know it might be easier for other people. Because they have their routine and stuff, but yeah, that's just me personally. And then and then just start small. Don't overestimate yourself, but also don't underestimate yourself, and just take it day by day. That's what I had to do when I went to the gym. When I started going to the gym and started eating better, stuff like that, I would only focus on that day. I wouldn't think about how big am I going to be a week from now? Yeah. How big am I going to be? How strong am I going to be a month from now? It's like I'm only focusing on today, getting what I need to get done today, and then we're going to do it again tomorrow. And then once And then, here I am like 7 months later, and it's just gone by like that. And I've definitely noticed improvements, both physically and mentally. And so it's a hard journey, but it's one that is worth it if you keep on going. So
100%. Yeah.
But yeah,
I agree.
yeah. Anyways, I think that's it for me. You all tapped out?
I'm tapped out. I'm content with
All right,
what
content.
we talked about.
All right.
I feel like that was good.
Perfect. All right. Well, hope you guys are having a good day wherever you're at. Thanks for tuning in. And I hope to see you back for the next episode whenever that pops up on the interwebs. Hopefully soon. All right, guys. Have a good one. Peace and love.
Deuces.
Goodbye.